Looks like nobody's here yet. We're about 15 minutes early, so our actual go time won't start till then. This is our monthly free lecture in our weekly Patreon lecture. We've been spending some time with middle game. So I'm going to... That window's in the wrong spot. How do I do that? By making this smaller. Let's see if it's worse. Okay, cool. I have no idea. Made it bigger. That makes no sense. But anyway, so we're going to try to get through an opening real quick so that we can spend time in the middle game. Okay, we're all set. White, this is 1 Q level. Should be very easy. Play it this way. And that way. So I like it when there's 2 4/4s, 2 finished corners, and 2 unfinished corners. I kind of like that. Hey, whoever just walked in. We're playing through the opening so that we can get to the middle game, which is what we're kind of studying today. Responding, perfectly fine. But the habit is you want to play whole board. This is not a weak white stone. There's no reason to play if you don't want to. 1 black, 1 white, no problem. So kind of a pattern, break up the board. Okay, we know this one, settle. He's being tricky, okay? You want to cut? We have a different game here. I can come out, which puts this stone in a ladder. If he fixes the ladder, I go after the corner. Kind of a standard idea. We'll just kind of use it. I don't recall ever playing this one before. I've seen it. Okay, now I need to compare him hurting the 2 different groups. I think he's going to hurt my corner group far more. That's the inside group. So I'm going to defend the inside group going in that direction. Okay, surround, surround. Threaten, and this way. There's a few ways here. As I recall, there's a best way. I have no memory of what that is. This jump, let's compare these 2 since we're here. Whoever walked in is still here. Hope you'll say hi so I know who you are. This white, complete gote. Black would walk away and not feel much. This one, sente. I'm going to cut him. So I'm kind of interested in doing that one. I could just make my shape and live, but then that's extremely passive. Come all the way out. So I'm going to go with this one. This seems the most active. And now I would love Tahani. Let's assume a white stone here. Hey, Roman. Right, you're talking about the, P16, exactly. And in this case, they did. It's definitely scarier. So what next? Well, I'd love to Hane and get out. That's what I want to do. Just get out. Okay. So let's look at what happens here. If he Atari's this way, I come down, he drops down. There's no cut there. I'm good. Okay. Then what else? This Atari, connect. Boom, Atari. And I don't have time. Oh, there's a white stone here. So yeah, he's going to have a 3 in a row where I can do Crane's Nest. So Hane out. I like this Atari. How's the ladder? Misses me by right there. Okay. then just come down, leave him weak. Seems reasonable. And then him coming down, I'm sure, is Sente. Let's get rid of that. Am I alive? Tari, I counter. I want this cut. So I'm going to play some way where he can't capture my cutting stone. I like this spot because it guarantees 2 eyes. If this works, it's bigger, but I don't want to read that out. So I'll just take the 2 eyes and secure this 1 stone. Okay. That was, we're going to be, we have 8.5 minutes to get to the middle game. Have we done it yet? No, this is all opening, settling my group. I guess we can say this last black one is the middle game move. It's not, he has corner plays. He's not playing in the corner. Why? He's attacking one of my groups. Why? Because I have a weak group. This is middle game. So maybe that's the time to stop. And we'll pick up our lecture starting there. Roman, I've been enjoying our little sessions. Looking into my crystal ball, I would say, is the next one 4 or 5? Let's say the next one's the 4th. Well, I would say either 5 or 6 sessions, and we'll have seen all the very nice principles in your level so that the viewers can make use of that. Yeah. Yeah, when we push, this white move here, I totally prefer when they don't cut because they get a nice group in Sente. Makes me so happy. But as soon as they cut, well, now we have to start thinking. I don't like thinking. But it makes sense. I mean, play a Sente move which threatens to kill the cutting stone. He escapes. 2 white groups. One's the inside group, so we save that one in the most aggressive way. Defend, defend, defend. And now there's a bunch of ways to defend our group. We went that one. Trying to get outside. Come on down. Don't let them come down in Sente. And now I'm hoping, wouldn't it be great if I was just alive, could walk away? But Atari, save, down, the whole thing dies. Atari, save, capture, maybe I can live, but this white stone's gone. And this cut is very meaningful. So I played, maybe I'm already alive, but I'm saving this white stone. Great future. And then he goes there, yeah. I think these are good examples of you don't need to know what the right move is. Every single white move had an obvious purpose. It's not magic. You just go, oh, well, then there's that, then there's that. Just be patient. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I've started a series recently playing high handicap Go as if it's even. It's a really excellent exercise and dramatically brings out principles. Anyone listening, feel free to check that out. I think it's a good series personally. And I think I've published 5 so far. and I have 5 more ready to come out. And I'm just so curious. And is it like, am I wasting my time? Have I done enough and shouldn't do more? In my opinion, if I was someone else, I'd want to see them. So I'm going to do at least the 5 more that I have prepared. Should I do more? I don't know. Hopefully someone will come along and leave a comment. Oh, these aren't worth much. Please stop. And all my YouTube, I've gotten one negative comment. And the guy says, please stop talking. We just want to play. It's like, what? That makes no sense. Go play. My talking is not just, it just didn't make sense. Ooh, 3 people. And we have 3.5 minutes left. When we play the sort of game we're playing right now, it's not how I would play. It's just looking at very simple, basic principles and seeing how they fare. And we're playing against a 1Q robot. Fairly good. One thing about bots is if you make a slip, they tend to come in like tigers and just rip you apart. But if you play strong, they kind of can't keep up. Two and a half minutes. I had a little story. I hadn't told a story in years, but I told it to someone just a few days ago. It was a pretty funny story. I have a prosthetic leg, a fake leg. So I had to get it adjusted. So I made an appointment with the prosthetist and was going to head there. And my wife was having a meeting, was going to a meeting. So I didn't mention to her that I was on my way to the prosthetist. So I'm thinking to myself, great, well, I have a little extra time and she's at the meeting, so I'll also go out to dinner. So turns out her meeting was canceled. So she comes home. Where's Lance? So she texts me, where are you? Well, I'm driving. So I click on the Google Translate. Hey, Miguel. I'm telling them the story because I just told you the other day, and it's the first time I told it in years. So I hit the Google Translate and I say, I'm going to the prosthetist and then dinner. Once it's all done and I get home, I'm about to walk in and I check my messages, and there's the message to my wife. And it says, I'm at dinner with a prostitute. Scared me to death. I ran in the house to beg my wife's forgiveness. And she had figured out. It was pretty obvious. But still, she gave me the stink eye like, you dirty dog. We laughed about that for years. It was pretty funny. Okay, that's just about time. So let's begin. We've been wanting, in our weekly Patreon, where people pay, we've been looking at middle game. And so since that was on my mind, that's what we'll do here. So what I did was just played through Crazy Stone. We set it at 1Q, and let's just go through the opening. I knew if we started at the opening, we'd look and look and look. So I went like that. I defended, came over there. I do the press. He decided to cut, which makes a pretty big change. I extend, creating a ladder. He fixes. I have 2 groups. One's the inside group, defend that one. Flatten, defend my corner in Sente. Then I have to get out. There's a bunch of ways out. This is the most active way. I want to get out, so I hane. Time to fix. He fixes. His descent is going to be sente. Get rid of that. Now I'm alive, but he can capture my Q13. I felt that my Q13 stone was extremely valuable because it represents a cut. So I live strong life, making sure that he's cut there. So that whole sequence was, let's call it a jiseki. That's the opening. Then we get to this black move. This is not approaching a corner. It's not playing a jiseki. It's attacking a group. So that's middle game. So this is the first middle game move in this game, which is why we stopped here, because we're looking at middle game. So what do we do? Well, my first thought is I want to bother his corner. I want to come down to N18. Bothers him, gives me some base, but it's just a horrible, slow, not getting out move. It's a getting in. I'm saying, I know I'm behind enemy lines. I don't care. Go ahead and surround me. It's a terrible thing to say. So I'm not doing what I want and thinking, okay, how can I get out? Well, just the regular old, it's a very nice getting out move and fixes the cut coming up. So just here. So hopefully the decision, how do we decide what to do, makes sense. So we're getting out, making good shape. Not out yet. Let's get out. Oh, but he's going to do this and that. No. Got to get a healthy group. If he turns, I'm still behind enemy lines. Let's get out. Shall I peep? No, I want to cut. Let's wait for that. How far do we go? We go until we don't mind if he covers us. If he goes to cover us, we're totally behind enemy lines. We're just, I'm not ready. Okay, my center group is finally okay. As a matter of fact, if he chases us, I think we're okay. So we got out of trouble there. It's coming after the corner. That's pretty big. What to do? Well, we're supposed to contact one of the sides. We usually contact the stronger one. Seems to be Sente. I'm a little concerned that there's enough black stones around where I can't hurt him, which makes me want to go the other way. So I'm torn, obviously. Indy. Hello, Indy. Indy Sin. Even game. We're looking at middle game. This is Crazy Stone 1Q. And Roman is saying that this white jumping can sometimes be cut. Granted. Gosh, let's, this is worth looking at. So I'm going to save game as and then I'm going to bring, come on, that there, put this here, bring this over to there, and open up this whole thing in. So we are now looking at, stop it, share, window, KGS. Okay. That's not the game. Lecture 28. Okay, I'm lost. Oh, because it's not the 28th. Lecture 10.2. Where'd you go? Let's do it again. File, same game as. Hang in with me there. Oh, because I put it in that. Okay, let's go open it there. So go over here. There we go. Now it's open. Thank you for being patient. Maybe you're not being patient, but thank you for hanging in there. There's our game. It's upside down. That's terrible. Okay. So Roman is saying, you know, all these jumps, they can be cut. Yes. So how do we think about this? Well, let's go, we need help on the left. Let's put in some peeps so that we can counterattack. You know, some sort of strategy about the left. Well, now it's going to be easy. We have no right to be this thin because black's so thick right next to us. Okay, so no, you can't be doing that. Okay. Well, let's say that's not the case. Why aren't we afraid? Because, well, let's just look at one of them. Generally speaking, whoever cuts first is at the disadvantage. So let's try. Let's try this one. This is great stuff, right? And it's also middle game questions, which is what we're studying. Okay. A lot of times this Atari is best because when we break him, he's getting really hurt. On this board, I don't like it. Instead, I would Atari on this side, and if he cuts, it doesn't even work. So, sorry, here. Doesn't even work. Okay, well, let's do the other one. And you always look at both sides. Boom, 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 he cuts. How do we feel? I don't know. I don't feel good about it. Okay, so when he cuts, let's look at the other way. Tari, threaten to kill. Not this one. There's other variations, but he should be coming out and out. Cut and kill. If that doesn't work, connect in Sente and get out. So it's all fine, and black's left with groups with cuts, with cutting stones. And black is becoming horribly weak over here. How did he get so weak? He tried to cut when he shouldn't. So I thought Roman's statement was hugely important. So that's why we went over, spent some time getting a board where we could do variations. Took me forever. Sorry. And so we got an answer. I think it's great. Okay, back to the game. I can just start coming, let's say, for instance, I come after this group. Okay, this is a plan. We could go in this direction. But I'd like to accomplish something in the upper left so he doesn't get something overwhelmingly large. So we're either going to be playing A or B. One would assume. Those are the standard things. And we talked about we usually contact the stronger one, which is the C stone. But in this case, he's kind of extra strong. And I'm not sure what to do about the readout there. So let's look together. If I contact the stronger, let's start with this one. Tari. And what? Let's go this way. Seems to me his single black stone is worse off than our 3 stones. But I don't like it. I also don't like this. Yeah, I'm not liking this so much. Here, what about... Well, there's a lot of variations here. Let's have him kill the cutting stone. Yeah, I don't like any of this. And the other one, better. I think I'm going to live here. So it's hard. Being difficult, one's tempted to simply live. And that's, I think, on the table. But let me catch up with some reading here. Boom, boom, boom. Roman says cut. Indy says, yeah, I've lost games because of that wedge. Yeah. It's one of those assumptions. Here's white. Jump, 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 jump. What's with the cuts? Strong players never read out each one as they go. They just go, oh, I've done this so many times. If he tries to cut, I'll be fine. How? I don't know. It'll be fine. It's one of those assumptions. Rezal asks, Rezal? The way he says howdy, it's like I should know him. Maybe I do. Are you teaching or learning more since AI? For me, I went away from Go to Forex, and I went down to like a half a student. I was almost not a Go teacher. Then 2 years ago, I finished my Forex, came back to Go, and it's been building since. In regards to AI, really interesting. All the stuff we used to have to know to be 5 done, 6 done, gone. Horribly complex stuff, not needed anymore. And I guess more learning, teaching. Yeah, that's the AI has increased. Go, I believe. Indy thanks me for streaming. You're welcome. Indy says, by the way, there's a setting in Crazy Stone that allows you to, yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. When downloading, yeah. Okay. So we're here, talked about that. We're here. And let's ask a different question. Which one's the right move? How am I supposed to know? Well, then how are you supposed to play if you don't know the right move? Well, I looked at A and I'm like, I'm just uncomfortable. So I looked at B. I'm still uncomfortable. Maybe because A or B, I'm still behind enemy lines. Well, then what am I going to do? To heck with it, I'm just going to live. I have to do this backwards. It's so funny. Let me try the board here. Black, and go for the life, which is here. Black comes up, save the cut, but the stone. That's working. Stands up. Then we ask, am I alive? No, I think I'd like to get out. He can cover me very well, so I'm going to get out. And then we ask, how am I doing? Not out. Doesn't look alive to me. So I'll live. What's a proper life here? Perhaps just here. I think here. Where is that? That's here. Does that look alive? He comes here. I'm not going to think too deeply. So we're back to the opening, right? We went opening, up to middle game, back to the opening. And I'll just take my cash. Transfer these over. And he fixes here. Okay, time to assess, right? My center group, perfectly fine for now. He just got some thickness, but that's kind of far away. So I appear to be alive everywhere. Next big area is the bottom. But I'm just looking at this cut. If it works, it's just not big enough. He gives it to me, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 points in Gote, not big enough. So I'm either going to play on the bottom, which includes the 3-3, or mess with the left because he just had those 3 stones and didn't defend them. Well, this series I've been doing, Points of Interest, it's all about picking at weaknesses. Now, I'm seeing a black group that's not settled yet. I'm seeing an area that's big and a black group that's not. I'm going to start poking out. I'm going to start picking at it. Yeah, I'm happy to Hane here. You might cut me. I don't care. I'm just asking questions. Okay. There's 2 boards. I have a hard time seeing which one I'm looking at. So if I come out, if I keep coming, his group is getting weaker every moment. That makes me feel good. Okay. Now, if I get cut, my work is wasted. So I could try the Hane. He cuts, I connect out. That would work. And that's the splitting move. So that's what I have to do. I don't want to play back inside to defend. I want to come out. So if he cuts, I'll be okay. So Hane out. And fix. Now you're looking at the board where I can do variations. What I want to do, save in Sente. There's the problem. I just hurt myself on the right. I don't want to do that. Now, if it's important, man, if I can get this move in Sente, it does great things. Then I would spend time reading this. Can I do it? But on the surface, it hurts me, so I don't want to. Okay, then what else? I could simply play this way. Now, if he cuts me, I'm just out. Okay, that's simple. I guess I could play this way. If he cuts, I fix in Sente. Well, I guess he can play this. I'm all connected up, and I have 2 stones in the center that he can't capture right away. That's possible. So all these things work. But this is the one that bothers him most on the left and puts the group I've been chasing behind enemy lines. So picking away his weaknesses on the left and as I surround him. So we're playing there. Cut. Just defend. Lots of ways of defending. I'm going to defend this way so he doesn't get a Sente move. Okay. I'm going to Hane. Really messing with him. And if he cuts, I still get out, right? So pick away his weaknesses, playing a move that gets me out. But he can cut you. He's weak, I'm getting out. He says, you're right, time to be good. Okay. So I would like to take care of my stones. I'm willing to just fix because I see I'm thick near his gap. Ooh, we just did it to him. If I play here, I am now thick near his gap. Does it work? I don't know. I didn't want to look at it. But I do know that if I fix, I'm thick near his gap. Whether it works or not, maybe it'll work later. It's totally messing with his weakness. So that's my plan. I would now like to start fighting. Boy, would I like to start fighting. The problem is my group is not prepared to do that. So I need to defend my group. Well, one idea, Atari. The problem is I'm encouraging him to make his line thicker, which hurts me. So I'm just going to get out. Hopefully that made sense. Finish the job. Can I finish it a little extra? No, just finish it. Safe. Okay. What have I accomplished? Life. Now my center group's starting to get awkward. But I do have a lot of options. It's going to hit the 3-3. How are we doing in this game? Not great. We've been playing very simple, and I thought I might be able to catch one of his groups. Didn't happen. So we continue. He went on his wall side. He haunted and he extended. Okay. We usually play here next. We don't have to. Is this good? Well, if he doesn't respond, yeah, I'm breaking through. Okay, so we can do it. If I can find it. There it is. It's on the other side of the board. Okay. We're alive. But he can force me to live and get really thick here. And it's double Sente. I'll just do it once I can find it. Okay, took a big chunk. Remember, I was wondering, what should I do with my group? Big area. Let's just start coming. Oh, we never looked back at the cut. We did all that work to check out this cut, but we got so busy doing other things. Let's just do it without asking questions. Yes, this is the big question. This group, you can see the cursor, lots of space, down, right, I shape, he's weak. Yeah, plenty of options. So boom, he responds on the side where I'm not thick. Assuming I fix, I didn't do anything. Terrible. Boom, boom, nothing. But here, boom, boom, nothing. So I was a waste of time. As a matter of fact, I need to fix. Now, I don't mind because in Sente, I got a little thicker on a group I was concerned about. So it kind of feels like a positive result. He got thicker, but apparently I couldn't do anything anyway. So, can I cut? Let's see. Atari, boom, boom, white, black, White, boom, boom, boom. Oh, ladder. Since we're concerned, let's just take them. Where are you? There you are. Am I going to die now? Did I miss something? Yikes. This 2 boards backwards is really a hassle. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, not so good. Boom, 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 boom. Atari connect. So you see what I'm looking at. White, snapback. Well, if he first says Atari, I save, he saves. I have Sente. Atari connect threatens to kill him. I like it. Come out, threatening to kill. Apparently, I didn't threaten to kill. No liberties. And I can't get more. So a fail, a misread. So if I turn, you see the cursor, it's simply Atari and I can't escape. And if I just try to, if I Hane, Atari, I can't escape. Let's try the last one. Boom, 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 boom. Not Atari. Atari. Okay, so that's a fail and game over. And we were behind by a few points. Undo for the sake of the game. Undo. Boom. So I can't cut. Sure looks like I can cut, but I can't. So we undid to here the misread on the cut. But this does tell us that anything out here we can cut. So I'm curious, what out here would I like to do? So we're still figuring out, how do we play in-game if we're not misreading? There's a cut, and it works if I have stones out here. I like stones out here. Where? That's an interesting spot. Does it do anything? I don't think so. The peep and jump, I don't see a lot of benefit there. Just start coming in. It's a nice big area and wait. I guess that's where I'm coming from. Probably what I would do. Let's check it out. Then let's turn. Boom, 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 boom. So this one runs into it. This saves my cut, starts making shape. He saw it coming. I continue coming in, making shape. It seems to me I need shape, right? It's just my guess. He's doing this from the... Man, this is backwards. It's just freaking me out. So it's this side. Okay. Wouldn't it be great if I was alive? I'm just not alive. Let's just finish our shape here. And then we'll worry about the game. Okay. So we need to assess how healthy we are. Is this an eye? Yeah. Do we have lots of ways of getting another eye? Kind of feels that way. I don't like him Ataring here. It's no big deal. It's not that many points. I don't need the stone. Yeah, there's no real next move. But this one. I like these moves. Let's get some Sente going on here. Man, it's so hard to play this backwards. And I wish I hadn't given him that Panuki in the center there, because without that, he still doesn't have eyes. I mean, it helped us a little bit, but it pretty much gave him life. That's a big deal. So I'm pretty much looking for some, where was that? That it? Yeah. Oh, I can't go backwards here. Ha! Oh, here it is. No. At this point, I'm not even sure that my two boards are the same. I have really strong dyslexia, and the idea of flipping the board is just blowing my mind. I don't even know if they're the same board anymore. So let's stop there. The point, which is what we want to get to, is how does one make choices? Well, we made choices it was a complex game, and didn't go well. Well, we're going to experience that a lot, right? Oh man, you wouldn't believe how, I mean, you ask a simple question, don't they both have coordinates? Apparently you don't have dyslexia. It's a pretty wild ride. Had a new student who sent me his email this morning. And so I typed his email in. It was wrong. So I went back and checked. Oh, so I typed it in again, got it wrong. I looked back. Oh, I typed it in again, got it wrong. Oh my God, these letters are just flipping everywhere. So it's literally painful. Okay. So we saw principles. That how we're looking at middle game. Boom, boom. And this was all basically a Joseki. And that started middle game. How do you play middle game? Well, I can surround his corner. No. Defense first. Let's get out. Well, I can get out that way. Yeah. Get out this way. Feels a little better. Black has a group here that's not right. Right? So it's a nice, steady getting out, bothering black. Can you get out faster? Well, that's cut. Right? So you're making the decisions. Miguel said to cut at some place, J8. Too difficult to get back there. So on this board, I'm thinking this looks perfect. I could make a small little group. I don't like it. Get out. And this question comes up all the time. How long do you jump? You jump until this doesn't bother you and this doesn't bother you. This bothers me a lot. So you jump. That's the answer. Should black jump? Well, does that bother him? You know, it kind of does. Right? So that's the criteria. Looking at it now, we both got a wall, but his wall is far more, oh, I know what I didn't do right. I'm trying to live over here, and we even talked about it. I should be going on the attack. That's the middle game move. It's one of the problems with teaching and looking at various boards. I mean, like trying to keep it so simple, but we actually looked at this. He has a very weak group. He's in serious trouble. So we'll get, great. And he doesn't even kill me. So yeah, this was the way to go. And we just missed it. I just missed it. Okay, good. We have 25 minutes. Just for fun, let me go over into my Go Stuff file. Let's go over to my special games. Let's see if there's anything interesting there. Oh, yeah. This fits the bill perfectly. Boom. It's an extremely famous game in my mind. This was played 45 years ago. Jujo Jang, very famous professional nine dan, versus Paul Hu, the first professional level to come to America as teacher. He didn't have the certificate because he was one of the top in Taiwan, but when he left Taiwan, they didn't have a professional system. When he left, they developed one. He went back, played all his buddies, and did fine, but he never got the certificate. He's lacking in discipline, clearly. So they had to decide, how are we going to play? Back then, amateurs do not play professionals even. Was not done. There had never been an amateur that had beat a professional even. It never existed. There were no 7-dans. Amateurs didn't exist. I remember back when 5-dan was the top amateur level. Finally, amateurs got strong enough. They opened it up. They granted a 6-dan level. And I played one of the two brothers who were the original guys that got 6-dan level. And the years roll by, finally, 7-dan. Oh, nowadays there's 7-dans everywhere. And there were amateurs are beating professionals every day of the week. It's commonplace. Back here, not done. Well, then we can't play even. So Juju says, how about we play 2 stones? Because my teacher, Paul Hu, he was my first teacher. He's like, you cannot give me 2 stones. Great. So let's play 2 stones. If you win, we'll go to even. If not, we'll stay 2 stones. Great. Each player was completely confident that they were going to win. I wish you guys knew Jujo. His level of understanding of Go was profound. His wife, Runai Wei, first ever professional 9-dan woman. Okay, so here's their 2-stone game. White starts here. You can see Black's face bothered him. Black has a certain style. You want the corner? I'll take the corner away. Perfectly fine move. Creates and Paul Hu's quote. His quote is, let's make it new so we see our strength. We've never seen it. We're on move 5. Never seen this game before, ever. So how are we going to play? Joseki, 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 Joseki. Next, one might think extend from the wall to get health and points. Well, Joseki says corner's bigger. So this is Joseki. Black's job, settle in the corner. But Black has a very strong A-stone sitting right there as backup, making this move a little slow. We don't need this. We already have defense. I'm not so sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get rid of that. Thank you. Get over here. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very sorry. Okay. So you heard the story. Boom, boom, boom. Black says, no, I'm going to take your corner. Perfectly valid. And we've never seen this board before. Joseki. Here, one sort of intuitively thinks of extending to the side because it looks so big, but settling in the corner is better. Joseki is for Black to settle in the corner. But check out the A-stone. That A-stone, super strong. We already have a backup. So this, in effect, is defending the Black group twice. So, bigger to play away. Where? I just built a wall. Negate the wall. Okay, so makes sense. At the time, this move was questioned. It was getting some critique. I am lecture, weekly, lecture. Everyone can hear you. Don't embarrass me. How long? We've got 20 minutes. Years ago when I had for 7 years, we carried on a publicly supported weekly lecture. And back then there was no web like this. You couldn't see me. She would come in and say, "Do they know you're naked?" Trying to embarrass me. And she would do a good job of it. So this black move was new at the time. And Jujo's like, this might not be best. And it was hard to argue with because it was a new move. Later, Jujo and his wife, Runai, both professional 9-dan, studied this move in depth with Goseigen, in depth. And their conclusion, this is a good move. Okay. Going on. Okay, so we're looking at small moves that have special strength. Just bear with me. Okay, white to play. One would think of saving A, or in other words, living at B, something like that. Attempting to punish the C group because it never quite, but it's strong on the left. That's not going to work. Maybe white can build the D area. No, black E's right there. We can't really do much there. Well, what are you going to do? We're going to play here. Well, let's count. How big is that? 1 point in Gote. Why in the world would a professional 9-dan play 1 point in Gote against a virtually professional level player? Well, let's have a look. Black can say, I like the left in Sente. That's powerful. Black can say, I want the center in Sente. That's powerful. Black can say, I want the top. These two stones are working very well together in Sente. This black stone has great flexibility. Now, white has complete control over all that black could have done. Huge change of character in this area. Black says, I negate your wall. White says, great, I'll go back and do my living. This Joseki also was, so to speak, new back then. Nowadays it's standard. But we were going, I haven't seen this one before. Okay. White's fine, black's fine. If white's alive, why does white play here? Because this black move, Sente, big on points, while white's Atari is big on points, creating great thickness that can never be thwarted. So when white plays it, all of a sudden, we're seeing a 3 in a row shape. Black has become in question. All of a sudden, the A stone doesn't have the backup it used to. So we'll either play B to finish it or out here, defense and building a big area. Okay. I'm kind of rambling here, showing a game that meant a lot to me. Hopefully someone's enjoying it. At work, so can't listen or chat, but wanted to say hi. Hey, Aldrich. I remember Aldrich. Okay. Black's A group, very stable now. And, well, that cut, I mean, now that he's stable, what about, just for instance, what's up with the white group? How did it get so surrounded? See what I'm saying? So as black is getting stronger here, weirdly enough, it helps me when I narrow my own games to myself silently in my head. Yeah. So white's saying, I want to help B. I want to help my group. How shall I do that? Now, there are less than a dozen, let's say half a dozen to 10 moves I've seen pros play that I see one move and I'm now a different person. And that move's about to happen. I believe this is the first of those moves I'd ever seen. Now, C is that kind of move. Let me get rid of, so I can do AB. A is that kind of move. Tiny little thing with a lot of meaning. B, minuscule little thing with profound meaning. But the next one, it's like, good grief. And it lets you see professional thinking. So how big is that? I'm embarrassed to even try to count. 2? I mean, it's small. But let's see what happened. White's alive now. Okay. Well, what about that cut once the ladder works? Well, Atari. So black has its co. We saved the cut in co. And this black group is no longer alive. Wow. God, I can't tell you how much I've studied this move. 50 times? Oh, yeah. Over the last 45 years, you bet. And shared it countless times because these are just powerful moves. And how do we find them? I always think about it as roots, the roots to your group. Anyway, so we come there. Black says, you're right, you're right. Let me come out, get nice and steady, growing my area. White goes back to opening / middle game. Check out on this board. There's 2 opening moves left. This side at A, this side at B. Let's spend a moment defining this. Is area 1 an opening area? No, that's black's. That's black's. You mean cash? No, there's no room for a settled white group in there. White can only form not enough room there. If we go one further out, oh yeah, nice group. Okay, that's not black's yet. But area 1, that's black's. Of course we can live in there, but it's black's. Let's do that a couple more times. Area 2, that's black's. Can white live in there? Probably. But that doesn't mean it's not black's. I mean, it's black's what? Black spheres. There's no room for a white group there. White might force something. White might do something about that, but it's not in any way casual. Okay. Whose area is area 3? Nobody's. And area 4. Nobody has it yet. So there's 2 areas that no one has yet. That's the opening. Okay. White plays 1. It's black's job to play the other. Nice big move. He doesn't do it. He makes his first mistake. Fixes the knight's move. Grows this area he's been growing. Well, that makes a lot of sense. That could be a 90% move. Possibly 95%. But against nine-don professional, you got to look out. How many of you have done that? Played nine-don professionals? I've played them countless times. It's a terrifying experience. Every move they put down, the ground shakes, and your groups go, no, no. It's terrible. Oh, God. So white gets both the big ones, and black finishes his big moil. Okay, we have 10 minutes. White says, I'll just question that. Yeah, question it. Okay, I have pushed you down. Now come in. Try to use my 2 white stones in the center. Okay, just get out. Start surrounding. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll do a life and death here, a little life. Okay. White's alive, black's alive. And now we see another one of there's 4 in this game. We've seen 3. I'll mark them just for fun. 1, 2, 3. 3 of these special, tiny, tiny moves that do great things. And we're about to see the 4th and final in this game. White's alive, black's fine. What's the problem? Well, the problem is black comes down in Sente. Black is now thick. Nothing to do there. White plays there. Tiniest little move. But just look at that cut and look at the right and look all of a sudden at the Aji of the A stone and the weakness of the B group. Everything starts working. So there, black stops white from doing his business there. And we start the ko threat, take, ko threat. This is supposed to be on the outside, like around A. So second mistake. Sente, ko threat, capture, ko threat. Okay. If black ends the ko, the entire left turns into white. It's too big. White's using his strong little move. Black has to play here, and it's still there. Black has to finally play a tiny little move that changes the character in the area. Finally, white can't get out of control there. To this day, I remember the look on black's face like, oh my God, it's starting to get out of control. Does white finish ko? No. Come on in. Let's take what we have and start working with it. Well, if we stop, all of a sudden it's ko, massive ko. White's wrist, it's a picnic ko, flower viewing ko. Black says, no, I've got to take this. Great. Then I get to walk in. It's a beautiful sequence. Now, if you look at the result, how many points did white reduce? In the neighborhood of 2, 4, 6-ish, maybe more than 6. How many did white gain? Well, maybe near 10. That's 2 stones right there. 8 points per stone, that alone. And the game continues for a little while. But as it goes on, it just slips further and further behind till finally black just collapses. And his statement, nobody can give me 2 stones. And he just lost at 2 stones. It was San Francisco Go Club. There was how many people in the room? Let's say 30, as I recall. So Paul stands up and with all the sincerity he could muster, says, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. And then he left back to Taiwan, never to be seen again. Wow. So you can see why I see it as a special game. I've studied with Jujo, and I have profound respect for his game. And Paul was darn strong. And yeah, good story. Okay, guys, hope that was worth it. I got a rambling, and then our game didn't go well. Our study in middle game, I did a misdirection and just ruined it. You got to stay on point, and I didn't. I got lots of excuses, and I'd love to use them, but we'll just leave it there. Oh, we still have a couple minutes. Gosh. Okay, I'll show you another game. No. But I can show you, since we're talking about it, back to Ghost stuff, special games. Now, I've shown this quite recently. Feng, non-special move. Close that. Share the board. Thank you very much. These are the last 4 minutes of the time today. Okay, this is me against Professional 9-don. I'm black. Duh. This opening, specifically leaving that open, and then we did that pinch. This pinch was all the time. Everyone did this pinch all the time. I mean, really common pinch. And there's so many variations. We had to know every one of them. It was amazingly difficult. So I chose this opening. I played this for a long time. 7 years, I think. A lot of times pros will choose an opening and play it for 3 to 5 years so they learn it and then go to another opening. At least they used to. So I chose this one. The idea is that I have this nice moyo structure with, dare I say, the perfect pinch. I'm in moyo business. Okay. You don't see this Joseki that much anymore. We'll just play it out and not go into too much detail. I'm sacrificing the corner. I get very nice center thickness. Next, I'm about to kill the corner. So white has to play first to do it. Here, I don't know what that stuff says. I have 2 choices now. I shared this somewhere recently. Anyway, let's pretend this black to play here, and white goes about its business. Oops, come back. Whatever. This is sente to kill. Okay. That could be really useful. So that's one thing I could I might play A in order to get C. Also, this threatens to kill. So I have 2 moves, and at this point in the game, I don't know which one I want, so you play away. Okay. Now, this is where she perks up, and she says, this is Feng Yun, second woman ever, professional 9-don. She says, wow, this is a really good opening for you. And I said, yeah, I know. And then she played one of these moves that we're talking about. That tiny little move that does great things. And again, it blows your mind and you say, I am now a better Go player. So it's here. So we'll just look at this and then that'll be it for today. No longer sente. Now let's do the sente. That's some pretty nice thickness for the right. Black's doing something large on the right. Okay, so when I say no more sente, I mean that's a big deal. Okay. Next, complete access into black's moyo. That's huge. Now I could continue here, which she said, she kind of encouraged me. Like, that's big enough. And I'm like, yeah, but I wanted to get to, I didn't want her to start taking over the rest of the board. And I remember it took me, I think it was like move 170 when I finally lost. I went a long way in this game. Okay, so it's all about this white move. And you can see the similarity between this one and the others that I showed. It's like very meaningful. Okay, guys, hope it was somewhat entertaining. You ought to write memoirs having witnessed the dawn of American Go. That sounds so, yeah. You're not kidding. There's way more to that than you might realize. And one of my, I was encouraged to do a YouTube video with just stories, and I did one that's only stories. And people say, give us another, and I just haven't done it. Oh man, I have spent so much time with so many professionals and strong amateurs, and way back when it was all happening. Yeah, fascinating stuff. There was no AI. Nobody had a computer. No one had a printer. No one had there were no recording sheets because there's no printers, no way to. It's a different world, right? I remember black and white TV. I remember when we first got color. It's a different world back then. I didn't even have electricity. No. Okay, guys, I'm rambling. We'll catch you all later. Bye, everybody.